Okay, it's live. Just gonna get somebody to send a message. Page to refresh. Okay. Good evening, everybody. It is Monday evening, March 23rd. Welcome to our story time tonight. I'm Susan Bachelder, in case you are new to our story time. And we're running our usual almost 10 minutes late, so thank you for waiting. We'll keep this the usual about half an hour, but we do have extra special story tonight, so it might go a little bit longer. We'll see. With every story time, I try to bring in just one extra theme on top of story time, and tonight it's confidence. There's a few different angles that confidence and telling and sharing and listening to other people's stories, how it kind of intermingles and overlaps. I just wrote a couple notes so I wouldn't forget a point because I'm terrible for that. When you create a culture and an atmosphere within a team or a community, and it creates a vibrant energy that's addicting, and everybody, it's almost like it catches on and everybody feels it, lifts everybody up, and it boosts everybody's confidence. It also attracts other people with that same kind of positive mentality, and they want to work hard. So it kind of just, it elevates everybody up just with that culture and atmosphere itself. And then when you add to that the lathering of recognition and the sharing of stories, lifting people up, it even boosts the confidence even more. What we have going on within this next level team and then the new life movement is, it's almost taking that to an even higher level. Vacation itself is really great at recognizing people when they're leveling up. And then when we take it to the next level and we're recognizing people for small accomplishments, for great accomplishments, for their stepping up and taking action, it increases everybody's confidence. And it's really powerful. It's what creates life-changing movements. And so that's why I am personally really enjoying being a part of this and having this privilege to share all of these stories and hear them. It's helping me to step up my game a lot more. I'm going to step back and tell why that confidence and that kind of atmosphere means something to me. When I came online 3 years ago, I had really no confidence. I was very shy of video. I was even shy to private message somebody on Facebook. I didn't know what to say. And in person, I'm cautious and a little shy, but it's just that social media barrier. And I know that I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people that are that same way. And so it took me a while to build up that confidence because I didn't have a community like this. And interestingly enough, our guest today, Todd Dowell, is one of the people that helped me in my first 3 years here a lot with that confidence. He was one of the first people I met at an event back in 2012 in Atlanta. And he didn't say much, but what he did say was powerful. And when I went back home and applied it to my business, it made a difference. It was solid. And so that boosted my confidence. 3 months later, when I ran into him at the next event, that boosted my self-confidence again, and there's that familiar face, and you have that conversation, you share. We shared our wins over the last 3 months. We actually both had quite significant wins in our business. And so that's what happens with confidence. You edify somebody else, you share somebody else's story, it boosts your confidence to share yours, and it's just like all the ships rise with the tide when that happens. So that's why we're here, and that's why we're making such a big effort to share these stories and bring them out to you. Whether you're a part of our team, we want you to come and watch every one of them and engage and jump out with us. And if you're new, if somebody cared about you enough to invite you to this panel, and it's your first time here, please do get back with the person that invited you and come and engage with us some more. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we're going to be sharing these stories on Storytime. I think that's about all I was going to say. Todd, are you ready to share your story?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Well, yeah, it's a privilege to be invited out on this panel to share my story and kind of where I came from. Just like Susan, I was kind of introvert when I first got online. It was about 7 years ago, and I knew that I wanted to venture out. I knew that my personality type, which is somebody that doesn't want to conform or doesn't want to be controlled by anything or anyone, or you know, when to eat, when to sleep, when to take lunch, when to use the bathroom, that kind of thing. And but at the same time, I was very introvert, so it was hard for me to get out, to put myself out there, to put my story out there. But you know, when I first came out online 7 years ago, I started out doing what we call blogging, which is like writing little small articles on my website, and I just kind of sharing with people just the things of you know, that I was learning. I kind of used my blog as like a journal of everything that I was learning. So if I bought a product, I would write a review about the product, and if I learned something out of the product, I would put something in that blog about what I learned inside of that product. And what it allowed me to do was to gain the knowledge that I needed to start mentoring people. No, I wasn't ready to actually mentor people. I didn't really start mentoring people until three years of actually doing that, writing articles, learning, and then I started applying some of the techniques that I was learning. And little did I know that there were people that were following me, that were hearing my stories, were hearing my articles, and they wanted me to share more of that information. So I started actually marketing on YouTube, posting up videos. Now the truth of the matter is, when I started marketing on YouTube, I started out as like I tried to be like a YouTube partner, and some of you probably know what I'm talking about, where you do a lot of comedy skits and you do spoofs, the things that happen out in the industry, just in the world in general, and you just kind of make everything funny, or news. You try to make news funny, and that was kind of like what I started. And I thought that was like my elaborate plan to just get rich and to really like build a following that way. But little did I know that was just a doorway to where I was going to eventually be, was actually to be here to mentor people and to teach them how to market themselves, and that their story is very important, because there's a lot of people out there that may be able to share your story. Maybe you've gone to college and couldn't get a job in the field that you wanted to get a job in, and you're really frustrated about that. You spent thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars for school and knowledge, but at the end of the day, you know, none of that knowledge or any of that stuff you were able to apply it towards the job that you thought you was going to get. Or maybe you are working a job right now, and you're frustrated because you got to a certain level in the company where you know that you're not going to be able to move forward. You're just kind of stuck in this one place, and inflation keeps keeping up with you, to the point where you know, every time that you get a raise, it's not really a raise. It's just to keep you where you're at, so that you can still be in the company and continue to work and just serve everybody that's working there, as managers, assistant managers, and CEO of the company, who is also benefiting from everything there. And so, you know, with all of that being said, folks, 7 years ago when I started this journey, and then 3 years into the game, and learning and understanding everything, and then putting my story out there, and really I didn't really start succeeding until about 4 years ago. So just think about that: 3 years of failing, 3 years of learning knowledge every single year, reading books, creating articles, and really jotting down what I've learned, and just really growing as a person, growing as somebody that is that's found his way through the rat race, so to speak. Everybody's running towards the same goal inside of one company, and you only know that there's like 10 positions in that company that you can possibly achieve. But you also know that those people that are at the top have also family members that they put in place that know nothing about the business, that don't have any type of experience whatsoever, but they get those positions which you work very hard to achieve, but you can't get those positions because they have family members that they put in place. And that's kind of the position that I was at just 4 years ago. But I wouldn't say long story short, when I was working that job, which is a warehouse job where I unloaded and loaded up trucks every single day, moving freight from one place in the warehouse to another, um, I'm gonna tell you guys the truth. I'm always late at everything that I do, every event that I go to, even being on this hangout, I was late. So everything you can match up everything that I'm doing because it's always the same, right? And being at this job and every job that I've done, I can honestly tell you that I've been fired because I've always been late to work. I've always been late to work. And at this particular job, this one day, it really wasn't my fault because I had gotten into a car accident when I was getting ready to do overtime on a Saturday evening because I worked the late shift. And at that particular time, the sun is coming down. I'm driving to work, and I get sideswiped by another car. I was okay. The guy was okay, but later on, sometimes when you get in accidents, you don't know what's happening to you until later on, right? You don't know what you got yourself into until later on, and that's kind of like when I had to go to the hospital and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, getting into that car accident, I know it sounds like a bad thing, but it was kind of like one of the best things that ever happened to me because it allowed me to get the freedom back in order to do things that I really wanted to do. So being in that position and getting sideswiped by driving this car, I received a lump sum of money, but I had a decision to make. That Monday when I went to go to work, which I lived 25 miles away from my job, and at that time, I'm not ashamed to admit I had to borrow my grandmother's car, and at that time, again, I was late to work again. But that was my last time being late because at the job that I was working, you only have 8 points to be late, 8 times to be late out of the entire year, and if you are late the 8th time, they're going to let you go. I had many different choices to make, and being late is just in my history. So anyway, I got fired from that job because I was being late, not because of the accident, but because I was late to work, and they let me go that day. But the sad truth about it is that I only had $100 in the bank at the time, set aside from the lump sum of money which I received about 3 to 4 days later after getting into that accident. And I had a decision to make. Do I go out here, do I buy a junk car and then try to get around to find a job so that I can continue to support myself and family? Or do I use that money to invest it into my business? Or do I just sit on the money until hopefully my unemployment checks start rolling in? I didn't get approved for unemployment, and I had the money sitting right there, and I had the decision. And what I decided to do was I invested that money into a company that I felt like what can I say? I felt like I belonged in that place. I felt like this was my calling to just market something. You probably on this webinar right now because you believe that there is another way to do what you want to do other than just working at a job for years and only getting little small raises over and over again. In order to get to where you want to be, or just hoping and praying that somebody promotes you to the level where you're going to generate enough income to start living your life, or putting money aside, or putting money into investments that will eventually free you away from your job. And so with making that decision over the course of 30 days, I was able to generate $14,000 in a month. 30 days, $14,000 after making a decision to focus solely on my internet marketing business that I had been growing for years in this industry. So that was almost half the money that I was making at that job in an entire year. I only made $35,000 a year at that job. But in 30 days after making the decision, when my back was against the wall with $100 in the bank and about $4,000 worth of income that State Farm actually gave me, I turned it into 14 grand. And that stems from having the belief that if you have a dream, if you have something that you want to move towards, there's always other options for you to make it happen. And the only way that you're going to be able to reach those type of goals is if you follow people that have already reached those goals and allow you to be around them. Okay? That allow you to be around them. So there's a saying that goes, and I don't even know how the saying goes, but if you're aligning yourself with broke people, and if you're allowing yourself to be around four broke people, then you're bound to be the fifth broke person in that circle. So if you're aligning yourself with six-figure earners or seven-figure earners or people that have the lifestyle that you want or the income that you want, you're bound to be one of those people that adapts and gets that same type of lifestyle or income that you want. And so Susan invited you out to this call to share with you and let you know how her story is and how my story is and how I came about generating over $1.3 million online. And I say that not to impress you like everybody else says, but I say this because I want you to know that it is possible no matter where you come from, no matter how much money that you have in the bank right now, you can turn that around at any moment that you decide to make a decision to join somebody or to lock forces with somebody that has exactly what you want, to align yourself with 6 and 7 figure marketers that know exactly what you need and is willing to sit side by side with you to make that happen for you. That's willing to put trainings out there that they charge other people thousands of dollars to see, but you're able to access that information because you have locked arms with somebody that cares about people, somebody that is willing to sit down and take time out of his busy lifestyle schedule just to put together trainings because he knows and he understands where you're coming from and where you're at right now and where you want to be further on down the road. That's all it really boils down to, is like, where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself 6 months from now? Is the job that you're at, is the situation that you're at, and the things that you're doing right now going to carry you on to really get the dream or really fulfill the dream that you really want for you, period, for your family, for anybody that you're that's in your life right now? Is that really going to take you where you want to be? Right? That's the question that I have today. If there's a comment section down below that I really want you to ask that question. Is your current job, is your current career, is what you're doing right now, 6 months from now, is it going to take you to where you want to be? Because here online, it's possible that you can take what you have, what knowledge that you have, the struggles that you have, and you can turn that into riches. And I say that it sounds impossible to some people that haven't done it before, but I'm one of the people that have done it before, because look where I've came from. Somebody that was struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, depending on the income every 2 weeks to get paid inside of this company, having $100 in the bank. Something dramatically happened in my life where I came up with some serious amount of money, which it doesn't take $4 grand to be successful at what we're teaching you here. But at that moment, when I invested into that company, which took thousands of dollars to be able to invest into, took the leap of faith and made it through the end. A struggling warehouse worker. There's struggling teachers that have made successful online businesses. They're struggling bus drivers. They're struggling truck drivers. They're struggling even people in politics. There's people that have made more money, but they don't have any freedom. And that's what we're going after, is the time freedom that it takes. And the only way to have time freedom is if you have something that you put in place that continually builds upon itself without you having to be in the picture all the time. And that's called residual income. When you build a residual income, when you build a solid residual income that's not based on your efforts, but it's based on many people's efforts, it allows you to have what we call passive income. Passive income is any time where you're not in the picture and your investments are still continually growing. So what I focus on and what I teach people is to take their current situation, lock arms with other people that are in current situations just like you, and you actually build your own community. You build your own following. You don't have to come in this business with a following. You don't have to come in this business with a list. You don't have to come in this business with any type of knowledge. But you will come in this business with your own struggles, and you understand that there's other people just like you that want to have the opportunity that you have today to lock arms with 6 and 7 figure marketers and people that know exactly what you need to take your business or to take you to where you want to be. So what I encourage you guys to do, if you're on this webinar right now, maybe it's today, maybe you're watching this live, maybe it's 2 weeks later, maybe it's 4 months later, the same rules apply. No matter where you're at, no matter how much income that you have right now, how much money that you're making right now, you can make it it is possible for you to cut some garbage out of your life in order to make things happen. Okay, and I don't say that, you know, cut the quality of your life down, but there's things that we do right now that's consuming our time and not giving us any benefit from doing those things. I mean, that's watching TV, like reality shows that just have all kinds of violence, and there's all types of drama that's teaching you, that's not only teaching you, and you're not only picking up those things subconsciously, but it's also being filtered down to the kids that are actually watching that with you. And when you talk to people, when you interact with people, all of that information that you're taking in your mind, it may be comedy. And I said this, I think I made a status update about this. I said that, like, the candy looks good and the candy tastes good, but when you get to the middle, it's poison in it. And what I mean by that is, you're looking at the reality show, it's entertaining, you like it, it's suspenseful, but at the end of the day, it's poison and you don't even know it. I stopped watching TV about 4 years ago, and the thing about it is like, there's so much news, there's so much things on the news that you're listening to, that all they do is really talk about all the negative stuff that's going on in this world. So-and-so shot this person. Look, I'm in St. Louis right now, and I know I would have known nothing about what's going on in Ferguson if I hadn't have if people in the news feed weren't talking about it on Facebook, or if people that I know personally haven't gone up to me and said, man, have you heard about this stuff here? Are you really going to go out to St. Louis and hang out or do this and that? I would have never known about that stuff. And, you know, like I was saying, like, the media portrays everything, and they understand that it's all about ratings. And so fear is one of the things that drives the media, and it gets viewers. Positivity is one of the things that drives the viewers and gets, you know, and drives the ratings of the show as well. But as you can see, there's so many bad things out there that they literally have like a handful of positive, negative stuff to just continue to feed you every single day, and it drives fear into your heart and into your soul. And as we're doing what we're doing, you know, and we're listening to these things, and, you know, and then we're talking to other people, and we notice that they're negative, things that they talk about is negative. Just, you know, it's just a lot of people that's not positive out here in this world. And when you're associating with people like that, not saying that you need to cut them out of your life, because these are your family, these are your friends, these are your coworkers. Not saying that. They need you at the end of the day. They need you to help them pull them out of the fire that they're in right now that they don't even know. It's like an invisible jail. So with all of that being said, when you lock arms with people that are positive and they're moving in the right direction and they want to help a large amount of people, if that is you, if you're listening to this webinar, this hangout right now, and that is you want to get out of that whole rut of being in a negative situation, and you want to step into a positive situation, plus you want to fulfill the dreams that you always wanted. We have different vehicles that are online, and they're designed to help you to make income. It's not all about the company and the comp plan and all that kind of stuff. It's about what you want. What can you use this vehicle to use towards your dreams, right? If you have, let's say, for example, and I'm just giving an example, let's say that you have a group of women that you guys sit down and gals sit down and do like Tupperware parties, but you can't afford to always get together to do the Tupperware parties because you don't have enough money or you don't have enough time to do it. So wouldn't it be great to be able to partner with a company that allows you to, number one, help you to make money, also save money on travel, You can actually get condos. You can actually rent different hotel rooms to actually have those huge Tupperware parties that you always wanted. That's just an example. It may not be a great example, but I'm just trying to paint a picture of what you can use different vehicles to do. And the vehicle that we're using right now is called Paycation. And I believe right down below this video there is a tour button or of some sort where you can watch the video that explains exactly what Paycation is about and how you can possibly generate income, how you can actually align yourself with a community where not only are you're going to be able to generate an income just based off the community that you're going to be building off of your experiences and your struggles, but you can also team up with these people. You can meet them in person, and you don't have to worry about the financial stuff that's already blocking you from doing the things that you want to do. So right now, again, what I encourage you to do is click the button right below this video, join the team, get on a board. If you need more information, go ahead and watch the video and get more information about it. But I believe that travel is the second sexiest things that you could do. Period. It's like it's an $8 trillion industry that you're partner up with, and everybody travels, everybody takes vacations, everybody takes cruises. Why not get a discount doing it? Or better yet, there's people right now, you maybe have an organization, maybe you have a church organization, you guys can go on a trip, and then the money that you generate from that can go right back into the organization. So there's a lot of things that are in place that you can use and utilize this membership with, but I encourage you to lock arms with me and Susan and some of the other people that invite you out to this webinar and this hangout today, so that we can show you how to market, how to build your influence, how to get people on a board, how to attract like-minded people that want the same vision and the same goal as you. Yeah, Susan, that's all I wanted to share with people. Is not only my story, but how they can use a vehicle to get to where they want to be. The vehicle that they're currently using right now may be busted up.
That's awesome, Todd. Thank you. and that is so true. I love a lot of the points that you covered, and it does fit in with. I'm just going to close by tying it into confidence. A lot of people, when they're just getting started, they think, oh no, I don't. In fact, that's one of the most frequent no's that I get. I don't know how to recruit. But you don't have to worry about any of that, because you'll learn that. You're not just joining one person, you're joining a whole community. And just like Todd said, he learned as he went, and he had to learn the hard way by trial and error, and he's so generous with all of us that he just shares it with all of us. That's one of my weaknesses, is recruiting. So I partner with Todd and I watch him. He tells me what to do, just like everybody else. He gives us all the training, and I just apply it. And I've recruited more people in the last year than I ever thought I would in a lifetime. So don't let not knowing how to do it or lack of confidence stop you. Just everything is there for you to do it. And yeah, your vehicle might be broken, so come join ours.
Exactly.
Exactly true. And the residual part of it is what's powerful. That's another reason why I decided to partner up with this, because everything else that I'm doing requires me to be present. Whereas once we get this building, it just starts multiplying, right?
So I mean, some people may not understand that, like, they're always thinking like recruit, and then you need to recruit some big dog to get into your business, and that's not true in order for you to get to where you want to be. Because you can get in this business, and and some of us do this all the time. We share information with each other all the time, and when you have a good movie that you went and seen, the chances are you're probably going to go tell your family and friends about that movie that you've seen. It's the same thing about this and this experience. When you experience the community, when you experience how powerful the products and the compensation plan is, you're only going to share that with like-minded people that you know already. And that goes back to what I was saying. When you know your struggle, when you know your pain, and when you know where you want to head, and there's other people just like you in the same company or the same place that you're in right now, maybe you're working at the same company and there's other coworkers that want to get out or sick and tired of it. You're probably in the break room the other day listening to people complain about how they don't want to go back out on the floor and start working again. Those are the same people that would want to join you inside of a movement, right? It's just like telling them about the movie, and the movie in this case, and the vehicle in this case, would be vacation for them to get out of that situation. That's how you do it. You don't force anybody to do anything. You don't break anybody's arm. You don't do some super voodoo jujitsu to get somebody into business. All you do is share with them how they can take a vehicle and get out of their situation. That's it. Because anything that they say, you can talk to them all day long. But if it's an internet marketer and you have no type of there's no connection whatsoever, you don't know where they came from, you don't know what they've done. But if it's somebody that's you work with or in a similar company as that, then you have some similarities, and there's something, a bottom line where you guys can talk about a certain thing or certain things to build that rapport, and that's all it is just chatting about things that you didn't want, and then chatting with them and telling them well, there's a solution, there's a vehicle to get out of this.
So just make it a part of the conversation.
Exactly.
Awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to quickly check if there's any questions. Thank you so much, Todd, for...
No problem. No problem. I'm just looking at the page.
Oh, do you have it open? Okay.
Yeah, if there's any questions.
It's kind of quiet on that page today, although we have a nice amount of viewers. It's recorded too, so if you're watching this live right now and there's someone that you want to show it to, it's recorded and it'll be on this page.
I just want to say, Susan, that I want to say congratulations to the people that have just joined us from being on this hangout tonight. Miss Pat Bello, Angela Rails, welcome to the team. We have a lot of stuff that we're going to share with you, and we're going to make sure that you're plugged into all the trainings and everything that we've got going on here. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be more people that's coming on board with us, but just know that I take care of our team. Susan takes care of all of the teammates that come on board, and we're all dedicated here, not just to helping, but also to helping to educate you on what you need to do and take your current story to bring people on board the company. So I'm super excited and pumped up about that. New teammates aboard here, Susan. So
that's awesome.
So we're going to continue on with that, but I've got to get going.
Okay.
If there is any questions, don't hesitate to post them below, and then we'll get to them as we can, since it's like a Facebook comment section down there, I believe.
Yeah, and it just stays on there. So thanks again, and thank you, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.